Say what you need to say so I can move the fuck on. That's what Cancer be saying. Say what you need to say so I don't have to sit here and wait for you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to wait for you to make a decision on me. I'm not going to wait for you to suddenly have a eureka moment and choose me as your person. I'm not going to sit here and like chase you. If you don't want me, you don't want me. And it's just that simple, okay? It's just that simple. I can't, Cancer, I really can't see anything wrong with this state of mind. I think this state of mind is actually extremely healthy because what we see here is you having a conversation just with yourself and being like, okay, girl, do you really want to, or okay, girl, okay, dude, like, do you really want to sit here and choose a person or wait for a person who is maybe never going to pick you or who isn't ready for a relationship, who isn't ready to say they want to be committed? Like, are you really willing to fucking do that? And it's like, if you want to be put in between the middle of all the groupies and the fans of this individual, or be put in the middle of like the toxic group that this person keeps around. I feel like you also talk to a lot of people who are like popular or borderline popular, or they just have like a lot of suitors, you know what I mean? They got a lot of women that be riding, or a lot of men who be following them around, you know what I mean? Like you have a habit of kind of like chasing after these folks, and I think you chase them because you're like, I want the star in the shit, or I want the, I want the diamond. Like, I see what y'all see, but I want to get to know this person deeper. I want to know who they are really. And I think eventually you started to realize that a lot of these people are boarded up, like, completely, where you can't even get that close to enough to talk to them, or you can't engage in a romantic connection with somebody who just simply chooses not to be romantic. You know what I mean? Like they choose to be a hoe. They choose to be out there, but they don't choose to be romantic. And that's kind of the thing that's had you almost like, I would say a little bit enraged, because you're like, okay, so these people will entertain communication with me, but they won't entertain true and real commitment. That's scary to me. It's scary how people move here. And like I said, that's why I feel like you've been blocking a bunch of people, or blocking people off your dating list, because you're like, okay, either you say something to me or I block you. Say what you need to say or I block you. Either you come to me with the idea of a relationship and a commitment, or I'm just gonna block you. It is what I think it is what it is, but also you're secretly still waiting for it to work out in your favor. You've never lost hope. That's like one of the strengths of a Cancerian, is that you never truly lose hope in people, even if they've turn you into an ice queen or ice nigga. Like you never lose real hope or real feelings towards these individuals. It's just that you do like to take a little bit of a hiatus and a break from people who have, essentially dragged you through the mud. That, or you'll just block them altogether. It's kind of how you're feeling during that day. It's kind of what I'm picking up on. However I'm feeling during that day is however I'm going to react. So if I'm feeling real hot about it, I'm going to block your bitch ass. Or if I'm feeling like, kind of like, I want to give you like a little bit of a chance, I may read it, I may not read it, I may look at it, I may not look at it. You know what I mean? Like that sort of vibe. Let's see what the outcome is for this situation. Yeah, I heard speak so I can move on. Or say what you need to say so I can move on and be healed and be happy with somebody else. Yeah, I tolerated you is the first thing that came to my mind. I just tolerated you. I tolerated all the things that you wanted me to do. I tolerated our space together. I tolerated your group of friends. I tolerated everything just to end up alone. Because at the end of the day, I knew you weren't ready for a relationship, and I still made that mistake. I feel like you literally going off on somebody. You're like, and knowing that you were a douchebag, knowing you're a piece of shit, knowing that you were a dickhead, I still chose to feed into your behavior. You want to know why? Because I have a heart. Because I was in love with the idea of the person. I was in love with the idea of you. Not in love with you. I was still in love with the idea that you would change and be this wonderful individual that I can see is inside of you. I can see it's there, but you're not ready for it. You're not ready to man up or woman up. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's my job to raise you, because it's not my job to raise you. I'm not going to raise you. I'm not going to be that pig-headed to where I think I can sit there and baby you when I can't even barely at times take care of myself because I'm so worried about what you're thinking and what you're doing. You know what I mean? So Cancer, that's what's going on with y'all. Y'all are you're definitely taking a step back, or you're definitely leaving and releasing the situation. You knew what's right. Okay, this person's gonna be hitting you up in the DMs and calling your phone and like doing all this extra shit. I see that they get obsessed with you. They chase you like bees to honey because they're like they only really know what they had until it's gone. And I don't think you should give them a second chance or a second try on trying to be with you, because they never wanted to be with you in the first place until they realized that everybody else out in the world is a piece of shit. You know, they had to sleep with a couple of frogs in order to realize, oh shit, you know, I just lost the best person in my life. I just lost the most beautiful person in my life because I decided to be selfish. But that's not the only lesson that they need to learn in order to get into a long-term relationship. They have many, many, many more coming. So I just want to let y'all know that, Cancer, like you doing you, and that's respectable. Like that's beautiful. You should just keep doing you.